Hello everyone, welcome to JAIIB CIB Prep. In today's video, we're going to discuss unit number 18, Duties and Rights of a Banker and Customer Rights. In this particular video, we'll understand about the duty of secrecy and confidentiality, about the exceptions, about duty of reasonable care, what are bank rights, garnishee order, customer awareness, BCSBI, and we'll do our practice questions. So let's begin the video. Banks have a special relationship with their customers. This relationship is based on trust and contract. One of the key duties of a bank is to keep the customer's account details secret and confidential. But this duty is not absolute. That means bank can disclose customers' information only in specific situations. Now, bank can disclose information in four cases: when the law demands it, when it is in the public interest, when it helps the bank itself, and when the customer agrees. So now let's understand one by one. Disclosure under compulsion of law. So in some situations, bank must disclose information as required by law. Bankers Book Evidence Act. If there's a case in court involving a bank customer, the bank can submit certified copies of account entries, not the original books, but only when the court or authority has the power to ask for it. In court summons, if a civil or criminal court asks for a document or evidence, the bank has to submit only what is asked. Income tax officers may ask for bank details under Section 133 if needed in a tax matter. The bank must give the information and inform the customer. Again, there are other statutes where banks have to follow the obligation to disclose the data, like Companies Act 2013, RBI Act 1934, FEMA, gift tax. Disclosure in public interest. Bank may disclose if the customer is involved in serious crimes like terrorism, drug smuggling, international activities, but the bank must be very careful because the term public interest is a vague and sensitive term in law. Disclosure in bank's own interest. Sometimes it is important for the bank safety to share information, giving details of a borrower to the guarantor to recover the money, sharing information with other banks to avoid giving loans to defaulters. As per law, every bank must uh, be a part of credit information company and share the customer loans and credit details to CICs. With customer's consent, if a customer asks the bank or gives consent, the bank can share the information. For example, customer tells the bank to share account details with an embassy for visa purposes. So here the customer himself or herself is allowing the bank to disclose the data. Duty of reasonable care. Bank must act with reasonable care while handling customer's account. For example, if a bank loses the customer's check or make a wrong transfer due to carelessness, the bank must compensate the customer for the loss. Garnish your attachment order. So we have discussed it in unit 7. We have discussed it in detail. So if a person owes money and has power, if the person owes money and has money in the bank, the court can order the bank to freeze the account. In this case, the bank cannot let customers withdraw or use the money. If only part of the balance is attached, the amount is moved to a suspense account. The remaining balance can be used by the customer or a new account may be opened. If the order is in one name, it does not apply to joint accounts, but if the order is in joint names, it can apply to individual accounts too. Bank rights, so bank lien, right of set off, right of appropriation, we have discussed in detail in unit 7 and we are not discussing it here. Right to charge interest or commission, so bank have the right to charge interest on loans and commission on services. Bank is not doing charity, so when bank provides loan, bank charges interest, bank has a right to do so. And when bank provides service, bank charges a commission for it. If there is an agreement with the customer, charges are applied accordingly. And if no agreement is there, bank uses standard market practice in that case. Termination of bank customer relationship. So this relationship can end in two ways: voluntarily and by termination by law. Involuntarily, customer can close the account anytime. When customer shift to another city, customer can close the account. Also, a bank can close the account if the customer is misusing the account is or for valid reasons. Bank can close the account, but again, bank has to provide a reasonable notice to the customer. Termination by law. Banks stop all debit transactions and only after legal documents, balance is given and account disclosed in case of a death of a customer. When there is a bankruptcy or company liquidation, if the customer is declared insolvent, the balance goes to the official receiver and the account is closed. In garnishee or attachment order, which we have already uh, understood in Unit 7 and we have discussed in brief a while ago, accounts may be frozen or closed. In insanity, if the customer becomes a person of unsound mind, bank closes the account after confirming it through medical documents. Customer awareness. Most customers don't know their rights and duties in bank relationship. That's why bank must take efforts to educate customers about terms and conditions, banking procedures, legal consequences. So this basically helps the customer to manage their accounts better and avoid the confusion. Banking Code and Standard Board of India. Back in 2003, the RBI noticed that many common people were not getting proper banking services. So a special committee was set up under Sri S.S. Tarapure, a former deputy governor of the RBI. The goal of the committee is to find out why customer service in bank was poor and to suggest ways to improve banking services for common people. As a result, RBI decided to form a new organization, the Banking Code and Standards Board of India, just like the one in the UK. So BCSBI was officially registered on 18 February 2006 under the Societies Registration Act. Now, the main purpose of this uh, organization is to make sure banks keep their promises to customer and treat them fairly. Key objectives include create and publish rules called codes for good customer services, monitor whether bank follow these rules properly and work independently, not under the direct control of any bank or RBI. Now, this organization BCSBI issued two important codes in partnership with IBA, Indian Banks Association. Number one, code of banks commitment to customer, and number two, code of bank commitment to micro and small enterprises, MSEs. So these codes are like promise books where the bank lists how they will treat customer and small businesses. Now in 2019, RBI decided that BCSBI was no longer needed as its functions were being handled internally. So BCSBI stopped working from 1st April 2019. But the codes created by BCSBI are still followed by banks and RBI uses them to check the quality of customer service in bank. So let's understand these two codes now. What is the nature of code? So these codes provide minimum standards that all member banks should follow. It's fair treatment, transparency in charges and services, clear communication, better relationship between the bank and customer. So code of bank's commitment to customer. This code includes promise to individual customers about opening savings or current accounts, issuing debit credit cards, providing lockers, resolving complaints, loan, foreign exchange, remittance, internet banking, etc. And code of commitment to micro and small enterprises. So this code include all the points from the first code plus extra help for small businesses like letter of credit, bill and factoring, interest rate transparency, support during financial difficulty and protection of data. Key commitments made by bank. So member banks have some important promises like act fairly and reasonably to help customers understanding banking products, to provide support, to use services, to quickly fix problems, to keep customers' data private, to inform customer about the code and not to discriminate the customers based on the age, gender or caste. Information transparency. Bank must show interest rate, charges, terms clearly. Bank must notify customers about any change in charges. Bank must explain products properly and bank must register customers for do not call services to stop spam calls. Grievance redressal mechanism. So here the bank must set up a help desk at every branch, a code compliance officer At high levels, bank must display contact numbers at branches and details of banking ombudsman should be given. Steps for complaint resolution involves that the customer will go to the branch help desk first, then the customer will contact the code compliance officer, and if it is still unresolved, the complaint will escalate to the banking ombudsman. Obligation of on the customers. So even though the code are voluntarily for banks, customer also have basic duties such as do not share your password, OTP, pins, do not click on suspicious links in SMS or email, don't store sensitive data on mobile, use only trusted website for online banking to inform the bank if the card or credentials are stolen, to submit correct KYC documents, to sign form properly, to register mobile number and email with the bank, to use non-home branches only when needed, and to safely use checks and cards. So these are some of the obligations on the customers. Now let's check your progress. The obligation of banks to keep the affairs of their customers secret and confidential arises from a contractual relationship, making option C is the correct answer for this question. In which of the following situation is the bank authorized to share information? Mrs. B, wife of Mr. A, comes and asks the balance in his savings account in the single name. No. If it is in joint name, then bank can provide the details, but it is in single name, so no. The balance in a bank account is blocked as per the attachment order of the income tax officer under advice to the customer and income tax department. So here the bank is authorized to share the information. So B is correct answer for this question. Let's read other options as well. Mr. T, the teller, speaks out the balance in the account of Mr. X, who has just withdrawn the cash from his account. No, this is not permissible. The balance in the savings account of Mr. Y is told to an income tax officer making a telephonic inquiry. No, a telephonic inquiry, the balance should not be shared. Number third, the loan accounts of Mr. X are overdrawn. Which of the following steps is not appropriate? The bank's lawyer issue a legal notice containing various details of the loan account. This is correct. The bank discusses the matter with the guarantor with complete details of the loan account. Again correct. The bank informs the status of the account to civil. Again inappropriate step. The bank contacts a firm that provide informal recovery service and gives the detail to them. So this is not an appropriate step. So D is the correct answer for this question. Mr. Z has availed a clean overdraft from a bank. He has certain fixed deposits with the bank. He also has a safe deposit locker with the bank. Which of the following is correct position? The bank has general lien only on the fixed deposit, so this statement is correct. The bank has no lien either on FD or the content of the safe deposit locker. So the bank does not have a lien on safe deposit locker, but bank has a lien on fixed deposit. So this statement is not correct. The bank has general lien over both. No. The bank has general lien only on the contents of locker. No. So option A is the correct answer for this question. Which of the following is not a key commitment under BCBI code of bank's commitment to customers? To help customer use their account and services correct, to sanction loan facility as per customer's request. So this is not a key commitment. To deal quickly and sympathetically with things that go wrong, to publicize the code. So B is the correct answer for this question. Let's move forward to the practice questions now. Which of the following statement about bank duty of secrecy and confidentiality are correct? The duty of secrecy is absolute. So no, this is not correct. It is not absolute. It is qualified. Disclosure of customer information is allowed if it is in public interest, such as in case involving illegal activities. This statement is correct. Certified copies of entries from bank's book are accepted as prima facie evidence under Bankers Book Evidence Act 1891. Again, this statement is also correct. A bank can disclose information to guarantor for loan recovery purpose. Correct. Information can be disclosed to authorities under certain acts like income tax and FEMA. This statement is also correct. So 2, 3, 4 and 5 option C is the correct answer for this question. Consider the following statement regarding garnishee and attachment orders. Statement 1, a garnishee order issued in the name of one person does not apply to joint account holders, joint accounts held with others. This statement is correct. On receiving a garnishee or attachment order, the bank must immediately inform the customer and stop debit operations in the account. Again, this statement is correct. A garnishee order once issued, continues to apply to any new account opened by the customer automatically. No, this statement is not correct. A garnish order is not prospective. So that's why this statement is not correct. So statement 1 and 2 are correct, making option A as the correct answer for this question. So Mr. Ramesh has been maintaining a savings account with Alpha Bank for 5 years. Recently, bank noticed multiple check bounces, high cash transaction without justification, and suspected links to fraudulent activities. The branch manager decided to close the account and issue 30 days written notice to Mr. Ramesh. Meanwhile, Mr. Ramesh uncle, who was also an account holder in the same bank, passed away and the bank was notified. The bank stopped all debit transactions in the deceased uncle's account and began the process to hand over the account balance to the legal heir since no nominee was registered. Additionally, a garnish order was received by the bank from a local court regarding Mr. Ramesh's account. The bank withheld payment and began taking legal steps accordingly. Which of the following actions taken by the bank is not in accordance with the banking norms related to the termination of banking customer relationship? Issuing 30-day notice before closing Mr. Ramesh account due to unsatisfactory conduct. So this is in accordance with the banking norms. Stopping all debit transaction and processing balance transfer in Mr. Ramesh deceased uncle account. Again, this is a norm. Withholding payment in Mr. Ramesh account after receiving a garnish order. This is correct. Closing Mr. Ramesh account immediately after receiving garnish order without following legal procedures. So this is not in accordance with the banking norms related to termination of bank customer relationship. So D is the correct answer for this question. Consider the following statement regarding BCSBI. BCSBI was formed on the recommendation of committee headed by Shri S.S. Tarapuri. Correct. BC, BCSBI was established as statutory body under RBI. So this statement is not correct. It issued two key codes, one for individual and one for micro and small enterprise. Correct. The code of bank commitment to customer was first issued in 2006 and revised in 2018. Again, correct. Was dissolved in 2020? No, it was dissolved in 2019. So this is not correct. Ensure that personal information of customers is kept private and confidential. Correct. It is one of the key commitments. Even after dissolution, the code are still referred by RBI during supervision. Again, correct. So 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Option A. Option A is correct answer for this question. Consider the following statements regarding a customer's obligation while using banking services. So, a customer should never allow a third party to use their bank account for transaction. Correct. If it is safe to store banking data like password and pins in mobile phones if they are password protected. No, this is not correct. This is incorrect. A customer should promptly request the bank to block their debit or credit card if it is stolen or lost. Correct. So 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 where it is option C. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to ask us on our Telegram group channel JAIIB CIB Prep. We'll meet again with unit number 19. Till then, please revise your units and thank you for watching this video.